Hey guys, Coach Alex here coming at you as promised to talk about Christian McCaffrey's latest Hulk-like appearance in the photo that's going viral on the internet. So we want to talk about this today because we want to basically put it out there that size and strength, while valuable in football, should not be the end, should not be the goal, right? There are a lot of very strong, sizable athletes out there in this world who are not playing football on Sunday. Look at any bodybuilder or any professional strongman competitor, powerlifter, or weightlifter, okay? These athletes are not playing on Sunday. They're specializing in their sport because it's not all about size and strength in football. And that should be obvious, right? But this picture of athletes like Christian McCaffrey or an athlete like DK Metcalf, when we look at these and we laud their physical appearance and their strength abilities, and we say, holy cow, look at that beast, they're going to be incredible on Sunday. And now, while that might be true, it also might not be true. And the reason is because top end size and strength, or the ability to produce force, don't necessarily correlate to athletic performance. What correlates strongly to athletic performance is a couple of things. Number one, it's the ability to produce force quickly, or power. This is the reason that we test vertical jump or broad jump or shuttle times at the NFL Combine. Is because what we're trying to see can the athlete produce force quickly? Can they change direction quickly, decelerate, accelerate? These are the things that have strong implications for athletic performance, not necessarily their top end strength. Okay? And the fact of the matter is, size and strength only correlate strongly to power production, the ability to produce force quickly, to a certain extent. In other words, early on in an athlete's career, be that at from middle school level all the way through early collegiate, if they're not an advanced lifter yet, improvements in size and strength, or improvements in strength primarily, are going to correlate strongly to improvements in power. All right. So if you have an inexperienced athlete, if you get them stronger, they are going to be more powerful. There's a very strong correlation to that early on. However, once they become an intermediate to advanced level lifter, that correlation tends to lose its power, tends to lose its validity. All right. So we tend to see smaller gains in power for larger incremental gains in strength. Okay. So at that point where we start seeing diminishing returns, we shouldn't start focusing or continuing to focus on strength. Usually that athlete has plenty of strength, and that is not what's holding them back from being a faster, more powerful athlete. What's holding them back is their ability to produce force quickly, right? The ability to jump higher, run faster, punch harder. These are the athletic abilities that we need to see on the football field for them to be successful, or really any sport for that matter, okay? At that point where we get that athlete to be more of an intermediate to advanced athlete, we need to stop focusing on putting more size and speed on that person or in that athlete, and start focusing on making them faster, right? Making them more powerful. And that takes very specific types of training. It takes plyometric training, it takes speed training, it takes very specific training to help the muscle learn neurologically to fire faster. Okay? So simply going into the weight room and thinking about being a bodybuilder and trying to put more size on an athlete won't necessarily inherently make them a better athlete. Primarily, or especially elite athletes like Christian McCaffrey. So what we were able to see is a quick Google search renders that it was sort of just the way that the image was taken that made him look so large. He's already a muscular individual, but it's not like he went from scrawny to brawny overnight. Okay. If you look at the other pictures of him, yes, he looks like an extremely capable athlete, like he could handle himself in the weight room, but he's not this gargantuan Hulk that the picture makes him out to be. And that's probably a good thing, because Christian McCaffrey's game is all about speed, accuracy, agility, right? He's got to be able to evade defenders, so he cannot be too heavy, because if he puts on too much weight, his body will not be able to produce as much force as quickly, or be able to enact against the load, which in this case is his body weight, during a game. Okay, so if that coach, whoever it might be, put a bunch of size on him, but then didn't teach him how to neurologically recruit that muscle fiber that he just put on quickly, that coach has done that athlete a disservice. So while he may be more durable because he has more mass to him, he might be able to withstand a higher Maybe he'll be able to get more carries this season, although he was 3rd in the NFL in touches last season with the frame that he had, and held up just fine. So he might be able to withstand more from a durability standpoint. He's not going to be as dynamic of an athlete as he would have been. Okay, so that goes all to say that when you're talking about getting your athletes better, depending on what type of athlete you're working with, if they're novice to intermediate, yes, absolutely focus on strength and size, because that is going to help the athlete. When you're doing that, absolutely make sure that you're using functional movements, typically movements that mimic what you might see on the playing field. So if you're trying to improve vertical jump, squats are a great way to do that, or hex bar deadlifts. If you're trying to improve a lineman's ability to punch somebody on the opposite side, you're talking bench press. This is very simple stuff. Specificity matters, so we want movements that mimic what we're going to be doing on the playing field. However, once you get them to not be quite so intermediate or novice, and you get them to be more advanced lifters, they're putting up pretty decent weight. At that point, you really need to start increasing the volume of plyometric work, of power and speed training that you're doing with that athlete, and de-emphasize strength. Focus more on strength retention or gradual strength increase, so long as it doesn't affect the recovery from the power and speed work that you're doing. All right, guys, hopefully that makes sense. It'll be interesting to see how Christian McCaffrey does this year in the NFL. He'll probably hold up much better to the punishment. We'll see if it makes him a more dynamic athlete. All right, thanks, guys.